Welcome to this special episode of the Unfolding Podcast. We had the opportunity last summer to meet Elio D'Anna, the writer of The School for Gods and the Technology of the Dreamer. He's the president of ESSE, the European School of Economics, and he's been practicing a lot of different things. We had the opportunity to meet him and we recorded a part of our meeting. So prepare for this episode. It's not like any other podcast. Take your time, slow down, and maybe consume these episodes in a few times. Feel whatever is happening inside of you. And please let me know what you think of the episodes. Enjoy.
Yes, to acknowledge yourself as the creator of all and everything. This is, you don't need anything else. Mm-hmm. And you just watch the world outside yourself as a movie, a theater, enjoying whatever appears outside yourself. Then it's there is nothing that you can learn from outside, because it's like to have your creature or your creation to suggest you or to teach you what to do or not to do. Well, what to think, what to feel. And you just lose your right, like the rights of music, or to be the author of an opera or a book or something. Yeah, you just lose your right as a creator. And you become the created. Just lose that.
And when is that moment that you realized yourself that you were the creator of your life?
And now.
In your life, still now.
No.
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. You are just,
mm-hmm.
acknowledging that we, sorry if I say we, but you are the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is happening right now, and which is spreading out in all directions,
mm-hmm.
the past and the future, then the past, it's not something that happened. It's something that's happening right now, and you are the author. Also, the memory, memory is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Then whatever is you believe that you live in the past, including your birth and your family and whatever happened, it's just happening right now. And this is difficult to realize, because time is our own creature, it's our own invention. I say we just for you to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because just to say you yourself, because I believe that you are the only living being, the only creator. But anyway, you understand that if I say we, just
mm-hmm.
to communicate something that is difficult to transfer. And i diritti d'autore, come li chiamano? Property rights, the lecture rights. You lose your status of creator,
Mm-hmm.
and in time, something that I was saying, in time you just bend yourself in the vicious circle, and you perpetuate just your forgetfulness, and everything everything happens as a reflection of this forgetfulness. And if you understand that time is your own invention, it's very interesting. Just in the thought, thinking about time as something that you invented, this a sort of device that you created to see and touch what you do not want to see and touch within yourself. Then you invented time as a coat, as a paint that you cover your inner being, and to let it materialize in a world of events, let's call it, that we call visibility. The visible world, which is just a representative of what you are, or what you are not.
Mm-hmm.
This is a much we create the world to see. We create the world to see what we do not want to see and touch. And we invented a device called time. And in a state of forgetfulness, we forget that time is at your service. It's a servant.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a boss. But we fell in this misunderstanding, and time has become our boss. He creates our wife, our husband, our children, our job, our disgrace, our fortune, our... We lost the rights as authors and the creator of the
Copyright.
That's in copyright. We lost the copyrights, being the authors of the reality we are living in. And this is interesting. And then let me see, if you just incarnate this principle, that too, whatever you see and touch is coming from within. It's interesting. I mean, I was explaining just a few days ago.
And confronting.
Yeah. That also, Christian is a teacher of breathing.
Really?
Yes, yeah, he's no, but mainly on jumping on that. He has got students that are following him in that sort of, probably you do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Yeah, how do you call that jumping?
Rebound.
Just rebound.
Rebounding. And we were talking about breathing, breathing, at least something in it. We really believe that breathing can make you healthier or wealthier, or it can change your life or something. But it's believing that that breathing is coming from outside, then you are breathing in oxygen from outside. This is a sort of a belief creed, like all doctrines and methods, and systems, that you sooner or later you have to abandon, because it will be very that's a negative, but harmful. Not just because you are breathing, just because you believe that you are taking it from outside.
That you need something outside yourself.
Yeah, that's just still like teaching and knowledge, and one day you will realize that breathing is something that you are sucking from within. What you call to breathe in, and believing that you are getting from outside the oxygen to survive. When one day you will see that everything will turn upside down, you will see that you are getting the vital and the very precious substance from within. Then you are not instilling air from outside, but you are extracting the precious substance from within. This is difficult to admit, because I mean, if someone closes your mouth and your nose, you die.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you read something about the technology of the dreamer.
I finished it. Yes.
You read this part.
But sometimes I reread it.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
It's the world. It's the world that dies.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you yourself. Because the world is depending upon you, and then it's interesting to have this shift, this revolution that I try to apply to all the businesses that I got and we got with my few people that I have around. It's the university, the show, the many centers in all the world. Let's say in Europe now. Just to try to stop instilling in people knowledge or whatever comes from outside, and to let them understand that all comes from within, and you have to touch what you really are going through, what you are not, that you believe to be for so many years. You have to penetrate what you are not, and touch something that is more authentic. This is interesting. This is a beautiful hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot do it through meditation or prayer or whatever. You have to be serious. You have to be earnest to understand that you cannot learn from outside. You have to touch, and you have to go through something that you believed to be the truth, and understand that going through, penetrating whatever they taught you in so many years.
Yeah. And how do you think you should cope with it? Since I told Marcia already, this summer we are completely free. For the first time, we have no appointments, no business, nothing.
You did well.
Because it was a part in the book that said, be silent, be with yourself, and see what happens. And then you find a lot of antagonists. You see everything that you are not knowing that it is exactly what you are. And then I felt my body responding. Like some things happened, nothing bad, but feelings I did not like. How do you suggest coping with the parts of yourself when you see them, to integrate it and to change eventually?
Whatever you see and touch, is coming from within.
Mm-hmm.
And if something that I don't like, it is telling you that you created that very thing. It's not created by anybody, ugly or bad or whatever. Then the world has got the ungrateful task to tell you the truth. But you don't want to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And you complain, you blame the others for what happened. What happened to you, what happens. We have to stop blaming and self-justify, and understand that the world is telling you all the truth, nothing but the truth about yourself. You created the world just for this very reason. Then if something wrong or something negative comes from outside, you should then say, this is the opportunity to see what I've been creating within myself. Then you have to be what is corresponding to what you see, what you do not like coming from outside. It is always you playing with yourself. It's like playing chess. You are on this side and you play against yourself, and then you go on the other side and you walk, and you move against yourself, and you move again. So, but it's always you yourself playing with yourself. Now in this moment I am talking to myself, you are talking to yourself. You know everything I am telling you, you know already. You do not want to accept it just because your entire life will change little. You do not want to abandon yourself. Can you hear me
At this moment, not.
Yeah, interesting.
Never.
Do not want to abandon mainly your suffering. You are very much in love with your suffering. I'm talking to you, I'm talking to anybody, it's called you. And this is something that, to give up what you are not. Which is your beliefs. You really believe that you are what you are not. And this is difficult to penetrate something, an incrustation that is not you. That we learned from outside, from a world that you yourself invented, created, but you forgot. Then you become a victim of something that you yourself, created a project. And it's a double trap. You forget that you are the creator, and then you become a victim of the creation, something that you yourself created, to see what you do not want to see and touch. And then you forget, and you just get lost in something that does not exist, like death. You created death to come out of your suffering. You create sickness and illnesses to come out of your, pain. And you kill yourself one day, let's say in time, because you killed yourself thousands of times during a day. And one day you want to come out of that, fall in something that the liars like doctors and hospitals and medicines call disease or sickness. And they kill you because you asked everything to kill you. And this is it's a nice game, and it is a nice play. If you understand, if you do not understand, it's a drama. It's something that, it's a suicide. All death are suicide. Death is a lie. We are telling ourselves to, because we do not want to touch death. You do not want to give up your suffering. If in this moment I could, extirpate, eliminate all your sufferings, you would suffer much more than pain. So, then it is something that you have to do from within. And nobody can do this. The School for Gods, he's telling you about the failure. But you think that is a victory. It is the impossible task to change, the to change the understanding of somebody else, to try to elevate, to lift, to raise up, the level of somebody outside yourself. And that is impossible, because the other side, you yourself, you are always encountering yourself. Then try to change something that you want. You want that very thing, remains and stays at that level, because it is something that is part of the play that you show, you put in action, and then to try to change the being of somebody else, to try to raise and elevate, or to teach, or to let someone else to master what is your understanding. It's a failure. You will be disappointed. But someone says, but you created the university. I mean, it's a contradiction, no?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is a contradiction. But if you know how to act, then you read about the, you know.
I read it, and it's still,
it is
because we do
something.
the same in a way. We
Yeah.
do the breath work with people to raise the state of being, but there is no other. And I see all the antagonists in everything. And now it's how can you master the art of
Very
acting?
good. Very good. How can you? Yeah. Only by acting consciously.
And to be aware that you are acting.
Acting, that's right. Otherwise you are lying.
Yeah.
If you don't do it intentionally or consciously. Acting, you enter into the world that you yourself created into the play, and you are the last actor of the play. But if you act it consciously, you are governing. Acting. People are afraid to act because they are not able to master acting. They believe that acting is lying. It's lying if you do not act intentionally. Of course, we are all liars.
We went to the opera yesterday and we saw it in a very special way, how they acted their song and changed after it. It was amazing to see. And we both told each other, like, this feels like a way of acting, because they raised the state of being without being.
Without identifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's there.
The same with emotions, learning how to feel them without identifying with them.
Identifying. Without getting lost.
And noticing what you are doing. It's
Yeah. Then, it's going on this attitude. You shouldn't think about your job, what you have to do outside yourself, or where the man can come or something. Because in your being aware of, or acknowledge, as I said before, acknowledging yourself as the creator. It's skillness to fall in poverty, fall in a accident, or in terror attack, or whatever you
but it asks one, or it takes one to know one, to really,
to be present.
yes,
To be present. To know what you are not, that would be good.
yeah, that was my team, or is my team this summer, to see it and not to identify with it.
Not to
Because
identify.
we speak about it at home, and then I saw imposters today, so I saw the imposters in myself. But to really, then the question comes like, okay, I see them. And now, what should I do when I'm aware of the fact that I meet them in my life?
You have to continue to act. Always. Never stop acting. If you stop acting, you die. Because the world will kill you. When you start to act consciously, you are the creator. You should never forget. When you forget, the world will be very...
And then learn how to act in every role.
Yeah. Yes. Then this is it is very joyful, very interesting. And one day you see that it's impossible to forget, because the world will immediately
Project it.
tell you are forgetting. And when something goes wrong, or something is just shaking in your reality, it could be a business, it could be a person in your family.
Yeah, sometimes
Then you
it's
return. You return to yourself and see, where, in which corner is
Am I not
hiding, this thing that I don't like to accept here. And this is so easy. Then I don't think there is another sport or hobby it could be much more interesting than that. But you have to understand you yourself and agree that. And in the beginning, you will not accept or
first you recognize that it's before the acceptation.
Recognize yourself as the one who is creating all that. The moment that you know that you are the creator of that, horror, we can say, then that horror disappears. Cannot continue. Continue only if you want
To continue.
that, suffering continue, because you are identified with that, and you find the pleasure in being suffering. Yeah. But that is, difficult really to practice. Yeah. And you have to go back to your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, friends, enemies, your job and everything, and acting what you have been in their eyes. Nothing, you have to act impeccably what you have been.
I have luck that
If you were
a lot
violent,
of them are already.
If you were violent or something, to present yourself with a sort of sanctity or some sort of beautiful lady that is, very spiritual and they kill you. You have to be what you have always been, acting consciously. Yeah. That's why, the art of acting is very difficult to practice. Very, very difficult. Because you want to change the world. There is nothing to change.
Only yourself.
Not even yourself. I mean, whatever you see, and tease yourself. Then, if you understand that the only way out
is in.
Yeah, it is in. It is the way in. And then you know that you are acting impeccably what you have always been, the eyes of the others. And but this time there is an eternity different from before. You are conscious. If you were violent, continue to be violent consciously, you will be that the world will bow to you.
So then, what is authenticity if, like you have been explaining now, and you all also write in a book about impeccably playing the roles? Then what is authenticity, or who are you really or truly? Just being capable of, not just being capable of playing the role that serves every purpose.
If you play the role impeccably, consciously, you are authentic. You don't need to tell yourself, am I or am I not? If you play that part, that role impeccably, what you have always been, what you are to the eyes of others, you are authentic.
Is it like, if I understand it right, if he thinks I'm dominant, I act dominant. If somebody comes and they see me as a teacher, I act as a teacher. If somebody thinks I'm violent, I act with violence, like that way, even with the parts of yourself that you do not acknowledge at this moment, that you not live them, act like them.
Yeah, because you were acting before, but unconsciously. Whatever it was.
I thought it was only about the good things.
You thought you were real. You were a teacher, you were a daughter, you were whatever. You thought to be authentic, but you were unconscious.
But for your mother, you act as a daughter.
Yeah.
Because she expects it or projects it in the world.
That's right. And you go back to, and then you have a fight with your mother, for example.
And not like living the role you think you have, that you have to teach everybody about consciousness and awareness. And
yeah, but you know, it's the others are you yourself. I mean, the others are not a separate reality.
So you play the role and acknowledge that you play the role impeccably to yourself.
You are playing a role just because the play goes on. For, you know, I like the play, you know, and it's in this moment I am the owner of this del Bottaccio. Okay,
Beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place, yeah. But you know, it's to believe, to be the owner of the Bottaccio. Sooner or later, you lose everything.
Or you remember that you don't have anything.
Or if you have everything. I mean, it's you are the creator of this, very instant. And in this very instant, you see me as the owner. Someone dependent, some we say in Italian dependent, but an employee.
Yeah.
But it is all happening right now, and you acknowledge yourself as the owner, and the world recognize you as the owner. Then acting makes you the owner of the entire universe,
Of everything.
of everything. Then you have just to remember yourself. Just to remember yourself, you have to be present to yourself nothing else. But I can. It's worse. Should I? There is a conference. I write something because I can read it. Everything happens right now, and what happens right now is the most beautiful thing that can happen.
That's perfect as it is.
Timelessly. Yeah, I know that we'll like to grasp it intellectually, but that is impossible. Because in the intellect is a very poor instrument.
It's a limited tool.
Limited. Tu, puoi venire? Vieni. This is my nephew. And he lives in London. I go to London, a few times in a year, and we created something very beautiful. A sort of venue where we make events, the most beautiful events in town. And it's a space of 4,000 square meters for 1,500 people. And it is a club where we are using all the principles
Of the club.
in the club.
Yeah.
Then the members of the club, they have to accept it. Something that is, a very, very sui generis club in London. Everybody belongs to a club. And this is a very special thing, where you can find victim is always guilty. Or whatever happens, whatever comes from outside has to have your inner consent, your inner approval to happen. Otherwise it cannot happen. It's we're calling you always to be the author and the creator,
responsible.
And with the agency of promotion, they love that so much. This is something that we see on the walls, all those principles. You're here for one reason only, to win death. I mean, and a member club can question it, but that is good. You are belonging to a club where you can invite your people, you can do business, but there is something that is telling you to remembering, and very good. Yeah. Then you see, it was something we won this battle with 100 people who wanted the same space. And we won.
You created the battle.
Yeah, of course. For the fun. But, externally, it appears something that makes you stronger. Just because they were all millionaires or millionaires. And then this is a beautiful battle.
Of course. Is that the reason why you, in my opinion, play so many different games? Like you're in so many different kind of businesses, like with the university, with the hotel, with
they happen,
and that's the reason for you to experience or see what is who you are, or maybe who you are not truly believing to be.
I am not looking for what I am not.
No, not looking, but playing the game.
I am enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the show, and the show grows and grows. because you are enjoying,
Mm-hmm.
and the outer world is just enjoying with you,
Mm-hmm.
and it grows, and people are employees and directors and the CEOs and those people. They are, very, very happy to be part of something that they do not know what is coming out. They just believe that you are a millionaire and you are investing in something. But you are wealthy, but not because you have money.
Mm-hmm.
Wealth is something always coming from within. And there, to be wealthy outside yourself, it is just a projection.
It's a very natural consequence of your inner world.
Natural consequence.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what many students ask. I see, I touch them, I meet them a couple of times in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 2 hours. This, I am an alien for them.
Mm-hmm.
But in a few minutes, they understand. They contact themselves. Few minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and they feel at easy and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And when I ask, please, ask some questions. They are, questionless.
Mm-hmm.
Because they touched something authentic in themselves. And in that place there are no questions.
Mm-hmm. There's only knowing.
Only answers, we can say.
Mm-hmm.
But they are yours, really yours.
I had a similar question this morning when we were driving. We went to the marble sites, and during the drive I was thinking, like, what questions am I going to ask Elio? I actually have no idea, but that's something that I know from my own experience, that everything is perfect. So we just have this conversation and everything flows out of it. And if a question comes up,
Because it is something that you knew
all along, just remember.
you do not need me to remind you.
It was the same when Marcia sent me the mail like, yeah, you can come for a meeting. And I was like, who am I? Then easy.
Yeah.
It's perfect as it is. It will all be perfect.
Yeah.
Easy.
And it's difficult that I say, as them. You deserve it. You deserve it. I don't know why. I cannot tell you why. But you deserve it. And you are encountering something that is mature within yourself. You have just to remember. Yeah. Would you like some oranges? Abbiamo aggi.
Yeah,
Dici,
sure.
facciamo fare al ragazzo? Oranges, io ce l'ho.
Otherwise you wouldn't ask. Yes.
Non so, che cosa abbiamo? Qualche pasticcino qua? Abbiamo qualche pasticcino qua? Sì. Ok, grazie.
Maybe, and the last question for the recording, is there something that you can want to share? I asked you before, but you more like told the story, not to answer a question. This was my experience. The moment that you started to remember yourself in your life, I know it's now, there's no time, but did you have an experience? Did you have whatever? Because it's something I question myself. Like, where does the creation of the book come from? where I think a lot of people ask you the same question.
Yeah, horizontally. What
who is
that
the dreamer?
what happened? It's let's say in the linear time.
In time.
Okay, in time. Yeah, I see. It's. I was a musician. I don't know if you know it. I was a rock star for many years, and the producer, many famous people. And I was fed up with that environment. Those people, they are very weak. They were very weak. Through now, they are just acting what you want them to act. But at that time, it was, I was, in one word, I was very disappointed. And disappointment is the right direction. And you see that all that you read, all your friendships, all your partnerships, everything is really useless, false. Then you start to lean on you yourself. And a few years in solitude, I was in Hollywood, and a beautiful villa there. And our manager was arrested for drugs, and then the group, stopped. And I had the opportunity to be in this beautiful house and in solitude. And it was not the solitude that allows you to understand or something. It is something that you have always known, that you are playing music, composing music, being in the recording studios for hours and hours, days and days, fighting with the producer, with the engineers, with the musicians, and to come out with something that is supposed to be your own creation. And something happens, that you are really disappointed with all that. You want to abandon all this, and to enter in a dimension where you can be free from all that. And when you understand that identifying is the very prison, not the world outside yourself, but the identification. Identification with anything, even with God, it is identifying. Then you stop, getting lost in whatever you call the outer reality. And you understand, very beginning you believed to be presumptuous and guided by vanity or egocentrism, but you understand that you yourself and nobody else is outside yourself is creating all that. And this is the story. I mean, you abandon a kind of music, to play some music that is much more feeling, authentic, real. This is music. But it comes by itself. The university comes by itself to create a non-university, to tell students we are partners, and your material is precious for me, for us, and to tell the teachers who are really very stiff, very stupid, tell them, look, don't try to instill in students false knowledge, second-hand ideas. Just because we are committing a crime, like all the schools and universities, we have to let them to come out with their own uniqueness, their own knowledge, their own dream. And then we will have people that will govern the world. When they understand that they got everything within. They don't need any teachers, any professors, any master, any guru. You just have to acknowledge yourself as the creator of all and everything. Acknowledge. Grazie.
Deze aflevering zit er alweer op. Wat heb je geleerd? Wat heb je gevoeld? Wat heb je mogen ervaren? Neem eventjes de tijd om te reflecteren wat dat deze aflevering met jou gedaan heeft. Wil jij verdere stappen zetten in je persoonlijke groei? Neem eens een kijkje op onze website unfolding.be. Laat ook weten wat je van deze aflevering vond en wat het met jou gedaan heeft. En vooral als je vragen hebt, twijfel niet en stuur mij een berichtje of een mail.